Hi folks, and thanks for joining me for this practice and allowing me to share it with you. It's just going to be a nice, short, relaxing, just getting all the stiff, creaky bits out of the body practice. Good for early morning or late in the evening, or just any time when you haven't got a lot of time but you just feel like you need to move your body. So as always, do what feels right for you. If anything doesn't feel good, don't do it. And of course, pop any questions in the comments and I'll get back to you. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little notification bell so I can keep sharing with you. And of course, if you would like to support me, you can leave a donation via the PayPal link in the description, but no obligation if that doesn't feel appropriate for any reason. So we're going to start standing, which is why I'm standing here. I just want you to place your feet hip width apart. Bring your hands onto your hips and just take a few moments to rock back and forth on your feet. And then find the point where you feel that the weight is evenly distributed on your feet. So with even pressure in left and right foot, toes and heels, just start to make little circles with your hips. How big you make the circle is entirely up to you. As you feel a bit more comfortable, you might be able to go a little bit further. But this is just about smooth, fluid movement and keeping a sense of the weight even on the feet. Now just pause and go back the other way. So it doesn't matter which way you go first. I'm sure somewhere out there's someone who would argue that one way must be done first and one must be done second, but from my perspective, as long as you do both evenly, it'll be fine. So again, just nice smooth circles, keeping the weight steady on the feet. And now just come back to the center. Let your arms hang down by your sides. And using your hips to generate the movement, just let your arms start to swing as you revolve the body left and right. So your arms are just passengers here. The movement coming from the torso. And just let the momentum of the arms help to turn the shoulders and upper body a little further. So again, it's nice and soft. We're not trying to force this movement. And again, the feet should feel evenly weighted. And just gently wind that movement back down. Come back to the center. And then start to swing your arms forwards and backwards. So for most of us, shoulders are one of the places that we're chronically tight. This is a nice simple movement just to free them up a little bit. We're letting the arms gently reach their range of motion in both directions. But we're not forcing anything, we're not holding. It's like the arms are just little pendulums swinging forwards and backwards. And you might feel that they go just a little bit further after a few rounds. And again, just let that movement wind back down. And then overlap your thumbs, fan your fingers. Take a deep breath in as you reach your arms up high. Stretch a little back if that feels okay. And then fold forward, taking your hands towards the floor, but not important to get there. Try and keep the back straight. As you breathe in, circle up to your left. Again, it doesn't really matter if you go the other way. Reaching out through your fingers. And then as you breathe out, circle all the way down to the right. We're trying to keep the movement smooth and steady. Go back the other way, circle up to the right. Keep lengthening out to the fingers and keep the weight even on the feet. And then smoothly and calmly exhale all the way down to the left. Stand all the way up. Reach to the fingers as you breathe in. And then take your right hand down your right side, left arm over the head as you breathe out. Bring the body back up, reach to the fingers and breathe in. And take the left hand down and the right arm over the head as you breathe out. Then reach the arms up high, take a breath in, and interlacing your fingers, press up through the palms as you exhale. Taking another smooth breath here, lift the collarbones, pull the elbows back, and if it feels okay, look back to the hands. And then bring your hands gently down and bring your feet together. Bend your knees, reach the arms high and take a breath in. And then just fold forward either hands to the shins or the mat and breathe out. Again, bend your knees, raise the arms, coming into Utkatasana. Try and keep that even weight on the feet. And again, fold forward and breathe out. Bend your knees, come into Utkatasana, breathe in. Fold forward, gently breathe out, maybe going a little further. 2 more. Arch the spine, breathe in. And fold and breathe out. Last one. Reach high to the fingers, arch the back a little if you can. And then fold forward and calmly breathe out. Then separate your feet hip width apart. Try and keep them roughly parallel and sink down into a little squat. And try and reach forwards a little bit in your squat. Try and bring the sit bones towards the heels. You might like to just gently rock the weight side to side. Let the body sink a little further forward between the shins. Just take one more breath here. And then gently sit all the way back. Bring your feet together, your knees together. Wrap your left arm around your shins. Take your right hand behind you and turn your upper body to the right. Try to keep the knees together as you turn. And lift the right ear slightly. After your next calm out breath, just unravel the spine. Bring your right arm around your shins. Take your left hand behind you and turn your upper body to the left. Make sure you're not shrugging your shoulders here so the shoulders stay down. And try to lift up through the crown of the head as you turn the body a little further. And just one more breath here. And after exhaling, gently release. And with your feet together, drop the knees wide. Now, we'll all take Tadasana to begin with, so feet about 40 to 50 centimetres forward. And just give your knees a little bit of a butterfly. And then, unless you know your knees are really strong, I want you to stay in Tadasana. If you know Baddha Konasana and know it's accessible, then you can move into it. Otherwise, just with your hands above your ankles, rock a little side to side. And as you bring your body a little forward, press your elbows into your inner knees to take the knees a little bit wider. I just want you to breathe smoothly through your nose. And try to have a sense of the sternum moving forward, not just the head moving down. Keep the belly soft so we're not holding tension in the abdominal muscles. Creating space for the breath to move in all directions as it drops to the bottom of the lungs. And just take a last breath or two here. And after your next calm out breath, gently sit back up and with the hands on the shins, lift the collarbones, raise the chin and stretch the throat. And bring the chin in and breathe out. And just gently pick up the knees, wrap your arms around them, and with your feet on the mat, press the knees outwards into the elbows, and then squeeze them inwards against each other. Then gently lean back and see if you can find a balance point. And just for a couple of breaths, close your eyes and see if you can feel the point of weightlessness. Keep the shoulders and the face relaxed. And after your next calm out breath, bring your feet to the floor. And then take your legs comfortably wide. So just going to where you feel comfortable, not your maximum stretch by any sense of the word. And start with your hands behind you, pull your shoulders back and lift the collarbones up. See if you can get a sense of broadening across the upper chest. Raise your chin, stretch the throat. And then bring the chin in. Turn your upper body to the right and just take your hands either side of your right knee. Try to keep the legs active, so you're just gently reaching out through the heels. Try to keep the knees pointing up. And if you feel okay, start to bring the left hand towards, but not necessarily to, the right heel. And remember, we're just taking this as a gentle practice. So you're not trying to force anything. Ideally, you shouldn't be forcing anything ever. But you get what I mean. And just take one more breath here. And after you exhale, come back to the center. Again, take the hands behind you, pull the shoulders back, lift the collarbones. So again, trying to just gently stretch the front of the shoulder. And then go the other way. So hands either side of the left knee. And just turn your body a little bit to point towards the left foot. And if you feel comfortable, start to bring the right hand towards the left ankle or heel. So it's okay just to be up a bit higher. But if you're comfortable, you can start to bring the body just a little bit further over the left leg. Keep your face relaxed. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And just take one more breath here. And after breathing out, once more sit back up. Take your hands around behind you, pull the shoulders back and lift the collarbones. Raise the chin, stretch the throat. And then gently bring the chin in. And take your right hand now to the top of the left thigh. Reach your left arm over your head and take a little stretch for the left side body. Try to turn your body towards the sky so the left shoulder is over the right and extend out through the left fingertips. Again, try to keep the legs active, knees pointing up. Gently reach out through the heels. Of course, you can hold the foot if it's really easy. And just take one more breath here. And after you breathe out, again sit back up. Take the hands behind you, lift the collarbones. Bring the chin in. Take the left hand to the top of the right thigh. Take the right arm over the head. And start to bring the right arm over so you're lengthening the right side body. Try to pull the right elbow and shoulder back. So eventually the whole body in the same plane as the left leg. And again, if it's easy, you can hold the foot, but it's really not essential. Try and press out through the right heel. And just take one more breath here. Lengthen through the right side of the body. And after exhaling, gently sit back up. Again, take the hands behind you, pull the shoulders back, lift the collarbones. Bring the chin in, breathe out. And then pick up the inner knees, hug them into the body once more. And again, begin by pressing the knees out. And then gently squeeze the knees in. And come back to your balance point just for a couple of breaths. Close the eyes. Try and maintain an inner focus. And after breathing out one more time, just come to lying down on your stomach. So with the feet hip width apart, just make yourself comfortable. Take the elbows forward and let the armpits drop towards the mat. And then just give your hips a little rock from side to side. Now bring your feet a little closer together. Lift the chest and hands, taking a little active back arch to begin with. And either stay there or raise the feet as well if you'd like. And just take one more breath in. And then lower the feet, lower the body. Have a little rest, turning your head perhaps to one side. Try and breathe deeply into the lower lungs so you feel the belly pressing into the mat and the breath pressing into the lower back. And now lift up onto your forearms in half cobra posture, Ardha Bhujangasana. And I just want you to stay in half cobra. Make sure your shoulders are pulling down and back. And there should be a gentle sense of the body trying to move forward between the upper arms. And just give your hips a little rock from side to side there if that feels okay. If not, you can just stay static. After raising the chin and looking up for a breath or two, let the head hang down and just look back towards your navel. See if you can find some length in the back of the neck. And it might feel good to turn the head a little one way. Come back to the centre and then turn it the other way. Maybe one side needs a bit more attention than the other. Take one more breath. And then gently let your body lower down. Again, rest the head on the hands, maybe turning the opposite way. Give the hips a little rock side to side. And then gently roll over onto your back. Bring your feet flat. And just take your arms comfortably out to the sides, either cactus arms or arms outstretched. Then bring your feet to the centre of the mat. Take your right leg over your left and see if you can hook the toes into the Garudasana position underneath the calf. And then just gently let the hips rock side to side. I'll go more easily in one direction than the other. But just use this as a nice, simple, fluid, free movement, just to release any tension from the outer hips and the lower back. And then come back to the centre, unravel the legs, pause for a breath or two. And then swap the legs the other way, left leg over right. If you can't hook the foot, just approximate that position to the best of your ability. And once you're ready, again, just start to gently rock the hips side to side. So we're not trying to force anything. We're not holding any position. We are trying to relax a little further with each cycle. It's very fluid. after one more breath, come back to the center, unravel. And place your hands on your knees. Start to gently pedal the knees. And then bring the knees a bit closer into the body. And if you feel okay, wrap your arms around the shins. You can just take fingers to interlace around the shins if that's better for you. You might like to just gently pull the knees into the body and press them away a little, or you might prefer just to stay static with the knees moving in towards the chest. And from there, take hold of your outer feet and come into Ananda Balasana, happy baby posture. So we're starting to gently pull the knees down, but try to keep the back relatively straight and flat. And only if you're really comfortable here and your hamstrings are a little more open, for the last couple of breaths, keep hold of the outer edges of the feet and just straighten the legs in Urdhva Mukha Paschimottanasana, upward facing forward bend. Take one more breath. And then either choose to stretch out in Shavasana just for a couple of minutes, or you might prefer to come to sitting. So if you're going to be active after this, maybe better to sit. If you're finishing activities for the day, Shavasana may be more beneficial. So settle yourself into whatever position you're taking. Close your eyes and take an inner focus in Ajna Chakra, the eyebrow center. Take a deep breath in. And then gently breathe out all the way. 3 rounds of Ujjayi with an 8-second rhythm. Breathe deeply in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Deeply in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And come back to relaxed breathing now. Keep your eyes closed, your inner focus in the eyebrow center, Ajna Chakra. And with every breath, let the body relax a little more. Let your mind just ride the rise and fall of the breath. And try not to do anything other than be aware. Resting for the last minute or so. Body, breath and mind returning to stillness. Start to take a couple of deeper breaths once more. And if you're lying down, gently move the fingers and toes. When you're ready, reach the arms past your head. Stretch out through the whole body and then roll onto your side. Make your way back to a seated position. If you've been sitting the whole time, just resting there for a few more breaths. Try to come back to the quiet mind whenever it drifts off into the noise of past and future. As you breathe in, reach your arms over your head, lengthen all the way to the fingers. And as you exhale, bring the hands to the crown center, the brow center, the throat center, and the heart. And with your awareness resting in the heart space, gently release forward. And then once more, sit back up. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, folks, for sharing the practice with me and allowing me to share it with you. As I mentioned, any comments, let me know, and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.